What up brothers, it's Clip King returning for another new review. The figure I'll be reviewing today is the Star Wars, Force Awakens, Rey and BB-8 set by Hot Toys. I will start off by saying I have got an unboxing video on my channel and also a clothing tutorial which basically takes the Rey figure from a standard clothing like on the box to the full-on scavenger look that I'm going to start with. I will say through the review you will see I get less and less clothes down to back to a standard outfit, should we say, but I won't be explaining what I've took off or put on or whatever, because that is a separate video. I will be talking about the quality of the clothing like I always do, and I will cover everything and give it the score, so you'll be getting a full review here. But like I said, if you are interested in how you get the figure set up like this with the headscarf on and the sashes and so on and so forth, the shoulder pad, the bag, then I have got another video on my channel, so please check that out. I will start off by saying that I did pick up the twin pack, as we'll call it, so it does include BB-8 as you can see, which is a awesome accessory or standalone figure, and obviously Rey with all the accessories that the full set brings. I did pay over the odds, I will be honest, but that is what the figure goes for. But I didn't see a point of reviewing Rey without BB-8, because I'm not sure if you can get the BB-8 droid without buying Rey, so I did want to do the full set in this review. I will say as well, because people will ask me, I'm not keeping it, so this figure is for sale. I've had a lot of interest so far, but like I said, people sometimes think because I've reviewed it and I bought it, I'm going to sell it at a loss, which I normally have to do to get rid of it. But on this one, I'm thinking because of the interest, you know the price it goes for on eBay. I do like to beat the eBay price, but I don't really want to sell it at a loss. So I'll just say that once, because I don't want to keep coming back to the fact that it is for sale. So, like I said, to get it in this initial pose, I have had to put the full complement of clothing on and the accessories onto Rey, and then BB-8 I have installed the antennas and I have put the batteries in. So you see he does have the two lights on his head section, and he's stood in the initial pose looking quite sweet. But anyway, let's crack on with the review, start getting some scores and telling you my likes and dislikes. So rolling on to the packaging, I'll not spend too long here, just show you it's a uniform to the Star Wars line box, the Rey and BB-8 set, Star Wars in chrome lettering, and then the artwork showing the figure and BB-8. It is just a shoebox style design, average standard of card, seen it a million times, so there's not really much to talk about. Only other thing worth showing you is the inlay slip, where these it does show you the figure in a couple of different poses. Quite nice looking artwork, but nothing too special. For that reason, I'm just going to score it a very simple 3 out of a possible 5. Now we're going to roll on to the clothing. I would normally go to the likeness on this, but because of how it's dressed, I feel it'd be better to talk about the clothing now, and then I'll pick up on the likeness in the next category, because I'll have removed the headdress. So, again, I've got BB-8 in the foreground, but what we're really going to be talking about here is Rey. As you can see, I'm rotating, got in a pretty simple pose still. I might not get too mental with this figure, but I'm pretty much displaying her in a full scavenger outfit. So the early part of the film, when she's around the Star Destroyer, is it the Star Destroyer? Yeah, the crashed Star Destroyer, and she's scavenging for parts. It's pretty much that part of the film. I will say she looks stunning, particularly in the full outfit. It sort of tips its hat to the Luke farm boy, but then it sort of moves it on, and it's a more complete outfit, a lot more intricate. The details on it are stunning. The cut and stitch are amazing, like they always are with Hot Toys. The layer on layer is really good work, because they've had to use fine garments to stop the figure getting too bulky looking, and they've done it amazingly. If you have watched the video on my channel where I'm sort of dressing her completely, you will see every layer or every option you decide to go for, you're going to have a good looking female figure. If that's what Hot Toys have aimed for, then they have hit the bullseye with it. It is a really good looking piece. So let's talk about the outfit part by part. As you can see, she has a sculpted boot, which is sort of comes up to the middle section of her lower leg, so sort of just above the ankle. Does it into the articulation a little bit. If she were in a splits, her feet wouldn't go flat, but the sculpt work and the paint work is amazing as we would expect. Pretty much like Uggs, but with a lace section around the back. That's what it looks like. Moving up, you see the sort of khaki coloured short or cut down trouser or whatever is elasticated just underneath the knee, so you don't see the messy knee joint, which is a really nice touch. And then as you move up, she has sort of a sleeveless undershirt, which you don't really see, and then it's a build up of sashes that are crossing, or tunics that go in from one side to the other and overlapping. Also, the outer part of the tunic does sort of cross over, loops on her left side, and then is loose down the right, as you can see. It is nicely weathered, and it does look like it's been roughly cut, so very in theme with the scavenger look. The belted section in the middle is plastic, so I don't think there's much chance that it's going to damage. And then on the side you see the fabric bag with the working buckles. Really nice scale, awesomely done again. Then as you see the rolled up sort of belt section, that is what you use to trap the outer sash in place, which is a part that you can make interchangeable if you choose to. It is just a press stud button at the back and works really nicely. As you see the bag rotating there with the accessories fixed. I will be honest and say I haven't removed any of the accessories, nor tried to, nor will I try to, simply because, like I've stated, it is a figure that I'm going to be moving on, so I don't want to mess about with it. The person who gets it after me, I like it as close to showroom condition as possible. The change of media, you have the plastic shoulder pad on her left shoulder, what you have to place on yourself if you choose to. You'll see it coming around. It is just an elastic band on the inside of the arm, and it does sit nicely on the upper shoulder. See the canister here is part of the strapping for the bag. We'll have another good look at the bag as it comes round, because it's a nice touch. See, very intricate, nicely weathered, nice use of materials as you would expect. Moving up, we see her scarf section, then you see the bands around the forehead. The face section can be opened and closed, so you could cover her right up to her eyes, ninja style, and then put the goggles over it. The goggles use an elastic, as you see, where it's actually two elastics, and you can either have it on the upper head like I've done, remove it completely, or have it down over her eyes. Anything you choose to do with it, nothing is sort of piss you off. It's not going to like make you want to throw your figure out window, because it's been done really well thought out, so it does look nice. And I will say, when she's got this on, she gives me a look of, is it Audrey Hepburn? I might be wrong there. I think it could be Audrey Hepburn in one of the films where she wears that white scarf thing. It's got a serious look of that about it, but I'm not having a dig at the sculpt there, because I actually really do like the sculpt. But anyway, all the materials are nicely chosen. The tailoring is amazing. Oh, talking about the strapping down the arms, that does come off in one piece, so it's not like you have to unwind it. The glove sections obviously are sculpted and interchangeable, do articulate really nicely, and does give an overall look. So going back to what I was saying, the choice of fabrics is amazing, the tailoring is stunning, the way the figure carries it is very, very accurate to my eye, and the fact that it's interchangeable really does make me buzz about the outfit on this figure. For that reason, I'm going to give it a very simple 5 and a possible 5. Now we'll move on to likeness. Just change up the pose, as if they're running through Jakku. BB-8, she's got the blaster out, and you see I've now got the scarf off the head. So let's talk about the facial likeness. Now, I've seen a few things about this figure, and I will cover them. All in all, I think the likeness is pretty stunning to Ray or Daisy. Is it Ridley or Ripley? I think Hot Toys have done really good work. Most of the comments I've seen are about the slightly open mouth or the teeth. Now, I will talk about those in a minute, but before we do, let's have a good look at the head sculpt in general. Let me just move BB-8 out of the way, bring her forward. Have a look round. So, as you'd expect with any Hot Toys sculpt, very well done, awesome paintwork as usual. The sculpt through the hair into the sort of ponytails at the back is excellently done. Nice fine strands as always. And then just down the front of her ear you see the two little sort of sections there. Again, very accurate, look very good. Just be careful not to bust those when you're putting the scarf on and off. I think the eyes are pretty amazing, if the camera will go into focus. The depth, the colour, up into the eyebrows, I think it is all really good work. The line between the hair and the forehead is nice and clean. What I'll do is actually I'll put her arm down. Bitch, I fall out this pose. Sorry about that, camera went out of focus. So like I was saying, the line between the hair and the forehead is really nice and clean. Moving down, the eyes are crystal clear, nice depth. Moving down, nice sculpt through the nose and the face. Moving down to the mouth. Now, you get this a lot. Some people will say the teeth look too obvious, don't look natural, too white, gives an appearance of a gum shield because of the colour. Nah, I think that's a lot of the time down to the photography, because I know when I'm doing a review, when I'm looking through the viewfinder and I'm looking through my own eye, it always looks slightly different, and I'm pretty much trying to, when I'm telling you something, I'm trying to get the camera to see as close to what I'm seeing with my eyes. Now, the best way to do that, particularly on something that's catching the light, such as the teeth, is to go without your camera light on. Now, at the moment I have, because I find that my camera zooms better if the light is on, but because of that, it does illuminate the teeth quite badly. So in a minute, I'm going to fade from that to that, and that is now light off. So you're not going to see the sparkle in the eye, but also you're not going to get bright white horse teeth. So either way, I really like the sculpt. I don't know why my camera's struggling to actually pick up on the sharp detail, to be honest, on this one. I don't know if somebody's been messing with settings on it or what. But all in all, I think the likeness is really good. Like I said, everything is clean and sharp. The paintwork is stunning as usual. It's definitely unmistakable. So for that reason, I'm going to give the likeness a 5 out of a possible 5. Moving on to articulation. And this is another pretty easy category. As you can see, she stood without a stand, so it tells you the body is balanced. Got BB-8 off to one side once again. And you see she's rotating with a staff held double hand. As you see. So, pretty standard articulation for a woman's body, obviously minus any rubberized parts like Gamorad, and an unrestricted outfit like Black Widow sometimes has. So, we've got ankles on a ball joint, moving up to a double bend knee, good range of motion through the hips, rotation through the waist, a crunch at the upper ab, ball jointed shoulders so they'll move forward, back, up and down really nicely, double bend through the elbow, and the neck is articulated inside the rubberized chest section, and the head moves on an upper neck ball joint. So she's very fluid, she's very balanced, as you can see. It's not a bad pose, her feet planted quite naturally. Like I say, the articulation won't make that foot go flat, but it's still quite a nice looking pose. There's no way I can mark the articulation down. The hands even pop on really nice and easily, and you see I've left the bag on purpose to show that even when she's got the majority of her outfit on, it still doesn't hinder her articulation. If you wanted to go mental with a lightsaber in her hand or the staff, she's going to be able to do it. So for that reason, the articulation gets a very easy 5 out of a possible 5. Ray's getting a good score, brothers. And before I move on from the body totally, I've not taken this into account on the score. I feel that she's a little bit undersized. Maybe half a centimetre. Maybe pulling the ankle pegs out the boot might make her tall enough, but I just feel, as you can see, I've stood her with a Joker who's an average male size because I don't have Finn anymore, and I do think she's a little bit under scale. She's a little bit too small, like I said. Don't think it's massively, but it is definitely something to consider. Maybe the longer ankle pegs, I don't know, because I've got them pretty much both in upright positions, and you can see there is a big difference. So yeah, you might want to either pop the boots off. In fact, let's try that, see if it makes much difference. So now I've just popped the feet out, so the ball joint is just resting above the hole it should be popped into. And you see, I think that would be about right. So I don't know if you need a extended ankle peg or what, but like I say, I didn't take that into account when I did the articulation or mention of the body. Moving on to extras, and this is another strong category. So let's move in and show you what she brings. Show you the pose. Now gone for the lightsaber. First thing I'd like to tell you about the lightsaber, the blade will pull off, so you could have her just holding the handle, although it doesn't illuminate. I think it's because the arm is too slim that it won't hold the batteries. I'm actually glad, because sometimes swapping out them arm sections on these Star Wars figures are a little bit of a pain in the arse for not much effect. So I don't mind that that one doesn't glow up. Moving down the figure, as you see, I've got her in a standard outfit now, so I've took all the other extra parts of her off. So she has the Star Wars sort of hexagon base, which is okay. You see I've left the low tack tape on, like I said before, because I'm not keeping the figure, so I like to leave that on. The additional outfit, as you see here, so you've got the sash at the back, moving forward to the scarf, the bag, the shoulder pad, the goggles, and the wraparound belt, which is a nice extra. The long staff, you see it's got a strap on it as well. The blaster, and as we move forward, nice selection of hands, 12 total. So she's got 2 on holding the lightsaber, and she's got these sort of gesturing hands with the naked hands, and then a selection of hands that are gloved. A nice touch. Spare set of wrist pegs, and then as we move across, you see the sand base that BB-8 stands on, and then BB-8. Now I'm going to go into depth with BB-8 in a minute and just show you his movement, show you how the lights work, but I just wanted to show you he also has accessories of his own. So you just pop off this little cap, and this device goes here. Pop out this little section, and then the tray pops out there, or just actually it fits on, but it looks like it's popping out. And it's really good work. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put those back on, move some of these out of the way, and show you BB-8's movement. So here we go. Firstly, BB-8, in your hand, if you listen, you can tell there's a mechanism inside it. Not only does it feel heavy, you can feel it moving about. Now in the Hot Toys instruction it says don't shake him about, so I'm not going to do that too harshly. But you know it's a magnetic, or there's some magnets inside, and it's on some kind of, is it gyroscope? But basically what happens is, when it turns, the weight drops and the magnet pulls the head constantly back to the top, something like that. You see the antennas are there, they come disconnected, so you've got to put those in yourself. The head system, or head section, will pop off. You see it has these 3 roller balls, so it will turn on the body. And then here it has the switch. The battery cover is there, the switch is there, and it puts on the faint red light inside the large eye section, and then the nice strong blue light there. So they're a nice touch, but so I don't waste the batteries. I'll click that off. Now, as you can see, I'm holding the head. You see, that's how strong the magnet is. I'm moving the ball round. So it does work well. If you're rolling forward as if he was walking, so if I move the ball, you see what happens is the head will constantly swing back to the top, whichever direction you go in. So if I'm moving now that way, see, it'll just keep doing that. So nice touch, very accurate, because I think that is also how the real BB-8 works. Just keep doing it as if he's rolling forward. Sometimes it's as if the magnet turns on a slight delay, so then it'll bring it up. You see, I'm not touching the head yet, it'll keep coming up to the top. Awesome, really nice. If it is an extra, then it is the extra of all extras. Sorry if I'm fucking stumbling over my words today. It's about 100 degrees in this room and I'm sweating my tits off under these lights, but anyway, I'll plod on. Yeah, it is the extra of all extras. It feels awesome, it looks awesome. The paintwork's got weathering on it, as you can see down these sections here. So the interchangeable parts are a nice touch. Really good. Now, on the extras, I've basically worked it out like this. BB-8 gets 1 point. the bases get a point, the weapons get a point, the blaster, lightsaber and staff, and then the spare outfit gets a point. So I've got to give her a 5 out of a possible 5. The only thing that's missing is a spare sculpt for Rey, which I don't really see a need for because they've got a good enough look on her face anyway. So like I said, I can't really think of anything else to expect from this figure. So rolling straight into value. Now, if you get the set with the BB-8, Hot Toys have got you over a barrel. Most people are going to want it. You can pick a Rey up for about £200. For Rey with this from Hong Kong shipped, you're looking at 280 quid. I don't know what the cheapest one on eBay is at the moment. Some of the wholesale ones might come out a little bit cheaper than that, but all in all, you're looking at 270, 280 for this set. Do I think it's worth it? No. It should have been a £200 set altogether because obviously the undersized Rey could have been compensated by BB-8. So it is a bit of a, in fact it's a lot of a rip-off. It's way overpriced, and for that reason I'm giving the value only a 2 out of a possible 5. That gives a figure a total of 25 out of a possible 30, which is one of the best scoring Hot Toys lately that I've done. Without going back, I think I'm right in saying that. It is an awesome figure. Like I said, a Star Wars fan will love it. It's the best female figure that I've seen. Like I said, the intricate details really works well. The outfit choices is good. The extras ticks every box, and there's not much more I can say on it. So, like I say, definitely deserving of a score of 25 out of a possible 30. Another review done. Please stick with my channel. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already. But for now, I'm out of here.